said forever, I believed. But even stars can be deceived. We tried to hold what slipped like rain. Now all that's left is ghost and pain. Time took what we couldn't save, swept it into a silent grave. Every kiss we tried to keep now just echoes in our sleep. You reached for me, I reached too late, and left our story to its fate. Time took what we couldn't save and turned our love into a wave. The photographs still line the wall, but they don't speak, they only stall. I trace your smile with vacant eyes, but memories don't sympathize. The clock kept ticking through the storm, while we grew cold instead of warm. Time took what we couldn't save, swept it into a silent grave. Every kiss we tried to keep, and now just echoes in our sleep. You reached for me, I reached too late, and left our story to its fate. Time took what we couldn't save and left me here to misbehave. Maybe love was never meant to outlast what we never meant, but I still search the winds at night for pieces of your fading light. Final time took what we couldn't save. No matter how we tried, how brave, we burned too bright, we broke too fast, built a future that couldn't last. I scream your name into the sky, but even echoes say goodbye. Time took what we couldn't save and left me drowning in the wave. Now the hourglass is dry, but I still wonder why. Time took what we couldn't save and left me chasing yesterday.
You said the past was just a ghost, but some things haunt me more than most. I smile, I laugh, I play the part, but scars still echo through my heart. You can paint the truth with sweet disguise, but the hurt still burns behind my eyes. Wounds don't lie, they speak in silence. They bleed beneath the calm and kindness. You can't erase what's cut so deep. It wakes me when I try to sleep. Every touch a phantom cry, every kiss a goodbye. Wounds don't lie, no matter how hard you try. You wore regret like Sunday clothes, but guilt is something the body knows. gave you more than I could take. they scream inside, though none beside them. You moved on like skies move past, but I'm still trapped in what won't last. Every breath a silent plea for who you were to come to me. Wounds don't lie, they bleed where love used to be. And when the night forgets to cry, my heart reminds me, wounds don't lie.
The room was full, but no one spoke, just echoes from the words we broke. You looked at me, then turned away, and left 1,000 things to say. No thunder, no goodbye, just stillness where love used to lie. But something in the silence screamed louder than the loudest dream. A broken truth between your eyes, a hurricane in soft disguise. No flames, no final fight, just darkness swallowing the light. Something in the silence screamed and tore apart what we believed. I heard it in the way you sighed, the sound of something deep that died. A quiet war behind your lips, a final touch that always slips. No tears, no shattered glass, just quiet cutting through the past. But something in the silence screamed louder than the loudest dream. A broken truth between your eyes, a hurricane in soft disguise. No flames, no final fight, just darkness swallowing the light. Something in the silence screamed, and I still feel it in the night. We spoke in glances, wrote in skin, but never dared to let truth in. Now every pause I hear from you is louder than the lies we knew. Final something in the silent scream, like shattered hope beneath the scene. A love that felt but made no sound, still shakes the air when you're not around. You walked away with quiet grace, but left a storm inside this place. Something in the silence screamed, and it echoes in my dreams. Now the night is still and cold, but I hear what can't be told. Something in the silence scream, and I'll never be the same. The chapel's empty, dust on the pews, where I once stood and vowed to lose my fears, my doubts, my heart to you. Now silence echoes where love once grew. that time no longer tells. We carved our names in glass and stone, but even steel can break alone. I called your name into the wind, but silence always answered in. There's rust on the wedding bells, and no one left to wish us well. Now the bride's just a ghost, and I still haunt what I love most. There's rust on the wedding bells, and hearts that never heal themselves. Watched you walk into the rain and let you vanish with my pain. I clenched my fists, I bit my tongue, and buried truths I should have sung. The silence held me like a chain, while love was drowning in the rain. These are the words I never screamed, the ones I carried in my dreams. I need you still, I couldn't say, so I just let you slip away. No shattered glass, no final scene, just all the weight of what I mean. These are the words I never screamed, and now they're all that's left of me. You looked for fire behind my eyes, but all I gave were quiet lies. I wore a calm I didn't feel, and hid the wounds that wouldn't heal. I stood in storms I never showed, and let you bear the heavy load. These are the words I never screamed, the ones I carried in my dreams. I need you still, I couldn't say, so I just let you slip away. No shattered glass, no final scene, just all the weight of what I mean. These are the words I never screamed, still echo where you used to be. If I had torn the sky apart, would you have heard my breaking heart? If I had begged, if I had bled, would you have turned around instead? These are the words I never screamed, that haunt the spaces in between. Your shadow walks where I still wait for one more chance, one twist of fate. I trade the silence for a cry, to hold you once before goodbye. These are the words I never screamed, and now they're carved in me. So I'll whisper to the night all the things I didn't fight. These are the words I never screamed, but they're louder than they seem. The lights were low, the night was still. I watched the stars but felt no thrill. Your voice once danced across the sky. Now every echo's a goodbye. And I can't rewind the silence, can't unbreak the fall. You were the rhythm, and I was nothing at all. You were the song, I was the static. You played in tune, I brought the tragic. You gave the world your melody, I drowned in my own tragedy. Now every note that used to heal just cuts too deep, too sharp, too real. Your laughter lingered in the breeze, like distant waves on stormy seas. I reached for you with calloused hands, but you were light and I was sand. And I can't undo the damage, can't reach you in the past. You were the moment I let slip too fast. You were the song, I was the static. You soared above, I stayed erratic. You found the key, I lost the chord. You broke the chains, I swung the sword. Now every line that you would sing reminds me of the hurt I bring. If time's a stage, I missed my cue. While you lit hearts, I turned them blue. But in my shadow you still shine, the sweetest voice I'll never find. Final You were the song, I was the static. A fleeting dream, a love dramatic. You touched the stars, I held the rain. You healed the world, I fed the pain. But if your music ever fades, no, I still hear it through the haze. You were the song, I was the static. Now in the hush, I sit alone. The echo of you haunts my bones. You were the song I couldn't keep, and I was the static, lost too deep. You reached for light, I stayed in shade. You chased the dawn, I watched it fade. Your dreams were wings, mine made of lead. And now I sleep in the words you said. You told me love could heal the scars, but I was lost behind these bars. Heaven was a bit too far. I stood beneath your rising star. You climbed so high, I stayed behind with broken chords and silent mind. You found your peace beyond the blue, while I still ache for pieces of you. The photographs don't sing the same. Your eyes still burn, but not with flame. I reach across a midnight wall, but you're not there. You took it all. You whispered hope like sacred truth, but I was drowning in my youth. Heaven was a bit too far. You soared beyond the last guitar. to stars. They say you're near, but feel so far. I breathe your name into the dark and pray it finds your angel's heart. Sparks and flame, two restless hearts with no one to blame. Your touch was fire, mine was snow, but even storms can learn to glow. We danced too close to heaven's edge, on dreams too frail to make a pledge. We fell like broken stars, torn from the sky, crashing through stars. We burned so bright but not for long, our love a blaze that died in song. Now all that's left are silent nights and shattered hopes and dying lights. We held the truth behind closed eyes, afraid to look, afraid of lies. The deeper we would try to mend, the more we snapped too far to bend. You whispered fate was on our side, but fate can turn and run and hide. We fell like broken stars, lost in the dark, chasing old scars. Our hearts were loud but out of sync. We spilled our souls too fast to think. Now echoes fill the space you were, like distant lights that start to blur. I still remember how you shined before the cracks tore through your mind. We soared too fast, we burned the air and crashed in silence, no one there. We final out, broken stars, no wish remains, no guiding Mars. We left our names in ash and dust, promises we couldn't trust. And if we meet beyond this night, may we ignite, but burn it right. Now in the hush I see our fall, two fading lights that gave their all. You were the dream I couldn't save. Now stardust whispers from your grave. The lights are low, past returns in silent flow. Your photograph still haunts the frame. The dust remembers just the same. I breathe your ghost in every wall, still waiting for your voice to call. 'Cause shadows still know your name. They whisper soft through night and flame. You're gone but not erased from here. Your echo rings too sharp, too clear, and even time can't wash away the way your silence chose to stay. The wind still moves the curtain slow, like when you leave, then turn and go. The scent of rain, your favorite song, it all returns when nights get long. I try to close the doors you passed, but love like yours was built to last. 'Cause shadows still know your name. They linger where you left your flame. The mirror hides what once was grace, but I still see your trace, your face. And though the world forgets your eyes, I see them burning in my skies. Sometimes I speak like you're still near. Sometimes I cry but no one hears. You were the light behind my days. Now all that's left are haunted rays. Shadows still know your name. They call me back through smoke and shame. I chase the ghost of what we had, through memories both sweet and sad. And if you're out there in the blue, I hope some shadows call me too. Now every step I take alone feels like I'm walking through your tone. The world moved on, but I remain in rooms where shadows still know your name.
You came in like a spark at night, a whisper flame that burned too bright. I held you close, too tight to breathe, not knowing love would make us bleed. We drew the lines with trembling hands, but crossed them just to feel again. I loved you like a war, no mercy, just the need for more. We fought with kisses, cried like rain, then made up just to break again. We left no shelter, left no peace, just ashes falling piece by piece. Your voice was fire, your touch a knife. We carved our 'cause I love